Forgot to tell y'all in the video, to enable the collision on an object that you don't make a collision mesh in Blender for, which normally people just duplicate an object, or they make a primitive object to be the collision mesh. You just pick the object in the inspector, change collision type to visible mesh, and then rebuild collision, control F7 or rebuild collision. And then once you are over, or you want to drive on it, say you can spawn your car and you can drive on it. The only drawback to using that I would say, and I think this is great. I think this is a great way to do collisions. But the only drawback is say you want to. I'm not sure how it works with it. But if you want to do, like, if you wanted to add a LOD system where this 19,000 poly object changes to a 1,000 poly object when you're farther away, and then say use the low poly object to be the collision mesh. I don't know how to tell the game which one would be the collision mesh in that particular case. So the only way I know to do that would be, well, I'll go through this real quick in case someone doesn't know how to do LODs. So this is what we left when we left Blender. This is what we exported our rock. If you want to make this a change LODs, levels of detail, as you get farther away, then the first one, the one that looks the best, normally like a small object like a rock or something the size of a car, I'd give it like a 300. But since this is such a large object, I'm going to put A, and the number will be 1,000. And I don't know that this is the best number for an object this big. I've never fooled with LODs for something like this. But that's how you get your first one. Your second one, you'll pick the object, and I'm in object mode. You can hit Shift D to duplicate it, and then right click. Damn bug. Hold on a second. These damn things. Had to wash them off my hands. You know, them little flying gnats that land in your coffee. Them little bastards. I got his ass, though. Alright. So you make your duplicate, and you rename the second one. We'll name this one 400. And what it'll mean is when it's, I guess, 400 pixels in size, it'll switch to this LOD, which you have to give it a new LOD, level of detail, by adding a modifier. I'd say hide the first one, the detail one, and pick the second one. Add decimate and just put 0.1. That'll make it 1800 polys. Apply, and now this will be a new level of detail. You can go even one step farther and add another empty, which I think this is going to look like crap for a big object, but I'm going to do it anyway in case y'all want to know. Put BB underscore auto Billboard 25. Now, unlike the others we drag and drop and start 0, 1. This one we're holding shift and dragging and dropping in base 0, 0. And that's where that goes. And it's spelled just like that. That's how you spell it. And that's where it goes. Now we'll use this low poly mesh to be our collision mesh. I'll duplicate it. I'll pick it first. Hold Shift D, right click, and call this one COLMESH-1. So we'll use the low poly mesh as our collision mesh. And if you have problems where you're driving through parts of it and then you're like, hey, this sucks, you can always duplicate the high poly mesh and use that as the collision. So that's how you would do a LOD system. we'll export this. We'll overwrite the file that's already, actually we'll make a new one. I'll call this one 20R22 or underscore LOD. I know it's got a LOD system. In the art folder of the level, and off it goes. It exports 6 objects, which it's these 3 objects, this, and this. That's what it's actually counting up, if you're wondering. So back to the level, we're somewhere in the abyss, the Stygian abyss, I guess is where we were. We will, that's from Ultima Underworld, I think. I'm not even sure if I pronounced it right. Stygian abyss or something. Anyway, let's re-update this asset browser. Right click on the art folder, regenerate asset data, refresh directory, refresh assets. Click this little tab and click one of these tabs. There we go. It's refreshed. And we got our new LOD. Hey, this one showed up. Surprisingly, I didn't have to do the special dynamic option for whatever reason. Maybe by not having LODs, because if you click on this or don't click, it says it disables render optimizations. I guess certain objects that are very large, it doesn't know how to do the LODs, and it's just not, it doesn't know how to calculate it, so it's invisible. I don't know. I don't have a problem with small objects doing that when I don't use LODs. I guess it's just something to do with the big objects. Don't know. But it's working now. You can go in the inspector, or I'm sorry, the shape editor of this object, and you can drag this out, and you can force detail, and you can see the different LODs. There's your BB Auto Billboard, which is what the game's trees look like when you're far away. Like it's a 2D polygon, 2 polygon object. You got the low poly model I guess when the size is 400 or 400 pixels large. I guess that's what that means. It's that it changes to that one. And then we got the high poly, which, oh, that's how far I'm currently away in this editor. Forget the pixel. When it's 1000, it's 1800 polys. So it's got a LOD system now. That's how you do that. You can have more than 2 transitions. You can have 5 if you want. You don't have to just have 2. The idea is that you have LOD, so like you see it's far away. It's a 2D, 2 polygon object. It gets closer, it switches to the next level. It gets even closer, and it transitions into the better level. And if you got your LODs good, you'll never see that transition, or you'll barely notice. But you can see that BB Auto Billboard when you're far away. That's for damn sure. Hey, that really looks like crap on logs, by the way, because it don't know how the hell to turn a log. It looks funny. But you're probably not going to be far enough away that it needs to change unless you're blasting off into the atmosphere or something. So, but that's how you do that if that's what you wanted to do. It would save on performance. I know some systems, slower systems, would greatly benefit from a LOD system. So it's important. You may not be something you need to do depending on your system. So I'll add this in this video. And damn, I forgot. Did I? Yeah, I did explain it because I see it. I clicked visible mesh. I was like, damn, I almost forgot to mention that again. But that's, like I said, that's if you don't use. That's if you do not use. Damn it. If you don't use this method, then you just. And I'm not sure how that would work if you're using the LODs. Like, how does it know which one to pick? Like, say you ain't using that collision mesh and you just relying on these LODs. How does it know which one? visible mesh. I mean, I don't know. See, that's the thing. You're like kind of like, well, damn, which one's it gonna use? So, but anyway, that's all for this. Sorry to make this video 15 minutes longer.